Usually people have it get loaded there and wait for people to get on and
Okay.
all this other business. It's only about a minute. So.
A couple other shows that I watch, they do this too. They just kind of have it going and then.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think. I'll take it right in.
Hi, Dr. Mark here for Natural Health. Hope you're having a great day. Again, it's Monday. This is our first real live health shop now since we changed the schedule, and hopefully everybody's had a chance to get on and watch. And again, we'll record this tonight, and then it'll be on brighteon.com and YouTube eventually. So just as a quick reminder here at Natural Health, we've been in practice now for over 40 years, working with chiropractic treatments and nutritional work, and finding that they work very, very well together. So our goal here with Natural Health is actually to get people healthy, and not just for neck and back pain, although we do a lot of that too, but we're also working towards getting people actually healthy, finding the underlying causes of why people have health issues and treating those and getting the body to be well, and then showing patients how to stay away from having problems with that in the future. So what we're going to talk about tonight, this month we're looking at heart health, and so we're going to get into talking a little bit about how the heart works, kind of the anatomy, and then the physiology of that too at the same time. Just a general overview, and just get some information and kind of get people thinking about how they can help themselves, which is what we do really, is to help just teach people how to get well and keep themselves well. So we'll look at the heart itself and kind of looking at circulation, the whole system of the heart and circulatory system as we kind of dive into this stuff too. Of course, we want the heart to be strong and work correctly. So that's not really what mainstream looks at. They have a couple parameters they watch. They watch blood pressure and things like that. If blood pressure is fine, then they think everything's fine. Well, that's not how we look at it here at Natural Health. When we're doing our chiropractic work, we're looking at making sure that the nerves that go to the heart and circulatory system are working correctly, because the nerves are the communication pathways as to how the body works, how the body can get itself well and maintain things. So when blood pressures and things get off, we don't want to use a pill to stop it, to just squish the heart from working correctly. That doesn't help the body get well. It keeps you from having a stroke, which of course is good if the blood pressure is way high, but you're not looking at any of the underlying causes of the problems. And that's what we want to do at Natural Health, is look at the underlying reasons why the problems are there in the first place. And that takes a little work. That's why a lot of people, especially mainstream, doesn't really want to get into that. They don't think people can handle themselves. They don't think people can change their diet. They just think that just give them some pills and let's make a whole lot of money and then that's just fine. Well, again, if you've been around people that have had heart issues, they're under a lot of medication. There's cholesterol bonanza and all this kind of stuff, which we're going to talk a little bit here. That's not really what the body needs to be actually healthy. So we're going to start talking about diet a little bit and how the heart gets affected. And the biggest thing that I see in the office is people are low on B vitamins now when the heart doesn't work right, and that causes all kinds of electrical issues. The atrial fib, all kind of things go on there, and then eventually the heart itself weakens, the muscles of the heart. So that comes a lot of times from these refined sugars. Now, given the sugar, the body can run on sugar. It can make energy with sugar, and that's what it does. Especially these refined ones are so easy, simple sugars. so easy to have the energy. But the problem is there's no nutritional support there. So when the heart has to work hard and hard and hard, has all this energy, and everybody's going real fast and bouncing off the walls and all that kind of stuff because all this energy, but there's no nutritional support, well, pretty soon it runs out of these B vitamins. Pretty soon it runs out of the good minerals and things that the body needs to repair the heart and keep it working correctly. And when the heart starts to weaken, it actually, has to work so hard. That's what makes blood pressure go up. And then the arteries and veins, especially the arteries, they react to this sugar, and that makes, well, the reaction is actually the insulin spiking, and insulin is hard on the blood vessels. It actually kind of weakens them. It makes them like crack where they can leak, and so the body then puts cholesterol in those leaking areas to keep the body from bleeding out, and so then that develops into all these plaquings and problems, and then clots and things that turn into the pieces of things that break in that cause your myocardial infarctions, the heart attack, or the strokes when the piece gets to the brain. So the cholesterol is not the cause. The cholesterol is the result of all these sugars and things that people are into all the time, and especially people that are, diabetic. There's a lot of people who are diabetic now, many more than were 20, even 30, 40 years ago. It's because of all the sugars people get into. And the mainstream never even looks at anything wrong with sugar. They just think that's fine. I even have patients come in here who are diabetic, and they're told to eat sugar. It's fine. We'll just give you more insulin. And that's what makes problems with the cardiovascular system, is all the insulin that's pumped in there. Again, you're not handling the problems, and you're not giving the body any nutritional support unless you come in here to get rid of these problems and to heal the body up. So good oils are important to get good nutrition from that, and we work a lot in the office on getting patients to take oils, to get good quality oils. The other side of that coin is digestion, and the liver has to be in good shape for the body to be able to absorb oils. I think the next pictures we have here is olive oils and things. I'll go back to this one, in that some of these pearls, you can get synthetic oils, and that's just like you get a pearl that is just pure vitamin D3. Well, that's a synthetic. It's not really a nutrition. It's a synthetic oil, and it'll make the D3 on your blood work come up, but that's what they're measuring is D3, but that's not really what's healthy. There's a lot of other D vitamins too that need to be in there, and you want to get away from the synthetic pearls and work towards more of the good oils. Here we have olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is a good source of the oil-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Vitamin E is especially important for the cardiovascular system. And vitamin K helps a lot with your blood being thick, thin, helping to moderate that. So the oil-soluble vitamins are very important to help the body. But again, the problem that most people have is if they're around chemicals and the things, even like dishwashing liquids and hairsprays and all that kind of stuff, their livers are already full of junk, and the livers don't work right, so they can't absorb these good oils. So you have to straighten all that out too. And that lends towards, when these things are a problem, that people end up with high blood pressure and diabetes and things, and just taking medication to suppress that number is not healthy. Again, it's maybe life-saving for the time, and that's great. But you have to eventually sometime get to the underlying reason why it's there in the first place. So good foods, of course, are so important, and we always try to get patients to look at the foods to get their nutrition and then supplement what they're not getting. Like, for instance, if we need to use supplements to detox the body, get the liver cleaned out, we need to use supplements to help with digestion, getting the stomach to produce hydrochloric acid, the acid it's supposed to use to help digest things. You have to eat a lot of that. We can supplement, but then if we can get the body then or get the patient to eat good foods, which has all the nutrients in there. It's not a synthetic form. It's not just one vitamin fraction. It's actually whole foods. The body's We've been living on whole foods forever and ever and ever and ever. So it's really important to get back to that, but digestion is also the key to working with whole foods. And then to realize the blood vessels, of course, we talked about that a little bit with the insulin spikes, the sugar spikes, insulin spikes, and follow that, and that just irritates these blood vessel linings to the point that they can actually cause internal bleeding. That's why the body puts plaque in there, puts the cholesterol plaquing to help stop that. But if that stays there long enough, then it gets bigger and can cause the little things that break off that cause the strokes and heart attacks and stuff. So it's not the fault of the cholesterol, it's just the cholesterol's there. But that's why you don't want to just stop the body from making cholesterol. And that people don't really realize too that statin drugs stop the liver from making cholesterol. The question is never asked, why is the liver making all this cholesterol? And it's because of all the inflammation in the body. That's never addressed, other than just giving them Tylenol or some kind of anti-inflammatory, ibuprofen or something to handle the inflammation. Well, that stops inflammation, but the inflammation is actually there to help the body heal itself. That's what inflammation is for. So if you're going to stop that, you get to stop it with things that actually help the body to heal, not just cover up the problem with a symptom. And then the heart itself, the heart is just a big muscle. So something that people don't realize is that long-term use of high blood pressure medication makes the heart get weak and it enlarges. And when that enlargement happens, the valves don't work right. And we have all these problems with valves and different stuff. So the idea, we do just the opposite here. We're going to kind of get the heart stronger so it has a nice, even rhythm. It doesn't have to work very hard. But when the heart is enlarged and the valves don't work, it's pounding, pounding, pounding. That's what part of the blood pressure issue. So again, you're not fixing anything. You're actually making the condition worse, especially over time. So that just gives you at least some information as to how we look at things here a little differently at Natural Health. Look at the underlying causes of issues, not just treating a symptom or a number. We're actually looking at what it takes to be healthy. And then, of course, that's the dietary side. And then the chiropractic side is getting the nerves that control everything in the body. The heart, they react with the nerves that are around the heart to moderate the rhythm of the heart, strength of the heart, and the blood vessels themselves. Most people don't realize that arteries can constrict or enlarge to a degree to help blood pressure in different things. Like when you stand up, you have to have higher blood pressure. When you stand up, you're going to pass out. So there's all kind of things like that, which gets into the adrenal glands and thyroid function and all kind of things that we also watch here at Natural Health to get the body balanced, working correctly, and then getting coordinated so the body can actually heal itself and get off of the medications that have so many side effects and are very expensive and don't help the underlying cause. So hopefully that gives you some pretty good information about what we do here. You can always come and have a free consultation. We offer that. If you go on our website, we have a lot of videos there to watch that lets you see what we do here at Natural Health. And we're always happy to answer questions. Don't forget too now, since we've changed our little programming here, that on the first and third Monday of the month, we have what we call a patient education workshop here at the office. And then I can go over and explain how nutrition response testing helps to figure all this stuff out for folks and go over some, answer any questions patients may have or possible patients could have, prospective patients. And you even do a little mini exam to kind of see if they are somebody we can help. So that is available too on the first and third Mondays. But you need to call the office and make a reservation so we know who's coming. We have some papers and things we get ready for that. So anyway, that's enough for me, I think, tonight. Hope you have a great evening, and I'll let Dr. Chip take over with some more information on heart health. Have a great evening. Thanks.
All right. Okay, everybody. Yep, so it's February here at Natural Health, and of course, around the world. But we're here at Natural Health celebrating Heart Health Month, and this is kind of the end of February. So this is kind of what our setup is going to be more like, is just one kind of big health shop at the end of the month, rather than the weeks kind of every week of the month. And then, of course, too, like Dr. Mark said there, is that the first and third week of the month is going to be more of the nutrition talk with him and in the office here. So we'll get to it. And so again, you can kind of see the heart here, little black and white image. But the heart is pretty amazing at what it's able to do if we allow it to work properly. And here in the office, again, kind of with nutrition and chiropractic, but there is more of a holistic approach here, and that we want to make sure that we are helping all sides of our body, our mind, everything going on there too. That we want to make sure that we're seeing the whole person and getting everything working well. And so a lot of times too, we kind of think that the heart is just another organ, but really it's very important. It's very powerful what it can really do. And there is more and more research and science to really show what the potential of the heart really is. And so this is a picture here. It's pretty, I like the demonstration or the illustration here, is that the brain and the heart here, more of, again, kind of being more in harmony with each other. And so really what it's showing here is that the brain, you can see, is kind of more on the, you would say, your left side, but my right side. But it's got more of that logical interpretation of things. So again, this is very important for planning for the future, learning how to strategize for your business, all those different things. But then there's another side here too. It's kind of more of the heart, kind of more of your creative side. And people then again have said more of the left brain, the right brain. Again, your left brain is more of your logical, right brain is more of your creative. And sometimes when we don't get that balance, again, our bodies are actually not in a good harmony with each other. And so that's, again, a fun illustration to see what's going on there. Now, again, why is the right side more related to the heart here? And I'll show you, and I'll explain here. And so, we'll put this picture on. So again, this is kind of more of that passion, that flaming flame of the heart, more of that desire, the go, the drive. But again, it's kind of more of our fuel, you would say. And so when we're really passionate about something, we have a lot of energy towards that. So it's like, again, your goals, even when like you were a kid, you really liked to do something, you were much more excited to do something, and you would go to that very much, a lot more than if you would not like to do something, you wouldn't really care for it much. It's not really changed much when we're adults, but again, you really do have a lot more energy when you have that drive and passion towards something. And so what's really interesting about the brain and heart and the science that's coming out is that the heart, actually a fun fact here is that, I actually looked it up today because I had to remember it, but the heart is an amazing organ that pumps 2,000 gallons of blood every day throughout your body. Now, you have to really kind of sit and be kind of in awe about the intelligence of our body and what it can really do for us. This power that's able to really help all the systems function properly, to pump that blood all the way through to all the cells, the trillions of cells of your body, to maintain your overall health and well-being. So again, when this process or when this harmony is not it's not really working properly, that's what can be actually at a disharmony or a dis-ease. And so that, again, really goes back towards more of that illness, that sickness nature. And so again, too, this other fun fact, again, we've been kind of talking about the different science and all that, but it's actually showing more is that there are even neurons in the heart that we are becoming more aware of. Now, why is that important is because when there are neurons, again, our brain has neurons, but it's actually able to think and feel for itself. And so when that's possible, it's actually dictating a lot of what we do, our behavior and what we do throughout the day. And so the heart actually has a lot of connections, more so going to the brain rather than from the brain. And so like we said, that is important because the heart is actually dictating and directing really what our brain and bodies are doing a lot of the time. And so that's why it's important to keep your heart good and healthy. So again, this is an illustration I was kind of mentioning there too, the passion, the desire. Again, going back to what do you enjoy doing? And this is not only to, fun things or, whatever it could be, playing outside or anything, but this is your drive. This is your passion for helping others. This is for family. This could be friends. This could be some goal that you want to achieve. It doesn't matter. Just what kind of gets you going during the day. And so that's kind of more, again, relating to that heart, that passion there. And so another thing too is, again, some more studies, research, all that. But gratitude. Gratitude is you would say, a feeling or an emotion that helps to relax your body. It actually helps to calm your nervous system down, and then that helps to regulate the systems of the body, again, including your heart. And so when we're in gratitude, it's very easy to be more accepting of things. But when we're not, you would say, thankful or, all that, where we're kind of, focused on a lot of different things, or maybe we're irritated or frustrated about something, that's when we can be actually at a disharmony. We can actually, you'd say, dysregulate. Now, again, I'm not saying that, everybody here and there is maybe irritated or frustrated about things or worried about things, and those are okay. But again, if we indulge or we come too much into that, it's hard to our bodies are having a hard time to regulate itself. But again, the gratitude is actually helping ourselves to be more present, more grounded, and be able to come back to again, a harmonious state. But again, there's many ways to do that. So prayer is one thing, reading, journaling, all that. Again, whatever beneficial for you and what you like to do is good for you. And so this is another picture here. It's kind of a weird picture. I kind of liked it because, again, it kind of pops out at you. It's kind of more of how, the anatomy of the body, the spine, the brains here, lungs, all that. And I'm not really sure what all is going on here. But it looks like it's connecting one person to the other. And that's what I was more illustrating here, is connection. Again, when we're able to connect with one another, when we're able to communicate with one another, that's actually helping to bring harmony. It's very interesting, but humans were wired to more be connecting with other people, to share our ideas, share our thoughts, share what is going on with each other, and really help each other out in that aspect. Because we're not like very large predatory animals that actually are able to be very strong and aggressive and all that. That's how they evolved. But humans, again, we are billions here on Earth here, and we evolved as more of connecting with one another, sharing ideas, again, cooperating with one another. And that's how we, again, are evolving. And then, again, this is more of a picture of doing, again, we're going back to it, but doing, again, fun things with, friends or family, or it could be by yourself or anything like that. But getting out into nature, again, is one of those things that really helps to bring back harmony to our nervous system, our body, helps to regulate, helps to kind of let go of things. There was another word I was trying to figure out, but we're going to disregard that. Again, it's more about getting back to a calm state. And when that happens, again, our brain and our heart can actually communicate properly to one another, again, bring harmony back to our bodies. And so this again, is kind of a fun picture. Just family, connect with the other people, but again, a cool view of nature and all that. So again, really coming back to it is our body is very well connected. All the cells, all the ligaments, the tissues, the organs, the fascia, the nerves, the brain, the heart, all that. And it's all very well connected, and it's very important to help everything working properly. And that's why, again, heart health is so important, is because it really regulates, it's sending a lot of signals, it's creating this whole environment for our bodies to be well. And so when our heart is communicating good signals to the brain, then the brain can actually communicate all the other things to the body. And so again, all the glands or the hormones or the chemicals made in the body, the electrical impulses that we need to get to our body, all that is being very much influenced by our heart. So that's important because we want to make sure our heart is really good and healthy for ourselves to, again, experience health and happiness there. And so that is, I think, it for tonight. We don't have the other slide here to show you where to follow us, but again, you can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Brighteon, and YouTube at Natural Health Quincy IL. We are located at 2000 Jefferson Street in Quincy, Illinois, and the number is 217-228-2040. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. We are going to do this again on the end of the last week of the months here, so it'll be later in March. So stay tuned for our next one. Thank you so much.